Hey, you, come here right now.
Me? What's this about?
Yeah, you, ID, papers, now.
I'm just buying groceries, man.
Okay, sure, papers, let's go.
I don't have to show you anything.
Hands where I see them, easy way or hard way?
This isn't right.
I'm recording this.
ICE agent demands papers from off-duty black police officer. He's a lieutenant, wins $13.09 M lawsuit. A gray sedan pulls into a grocery store parking lot. A man in plain clothes steps out. He walks toward a black man loading bags into his SUV. "Hey, you come here," the agent says. The man looks up. "Me." "Yeah, you, I need to see some ID, papers, now." "I'm just picking up groceries, man." "Huh, okay, sure, papers, let's go." "I don't have to show you anything." "You don't get to decide that. Hands where I can see them. We can do this the easy way or the hard way." Agent Derek Reeves had no idea what he just walked into. In the next 6 minutes, this stop would turn into a federal lawsuit. It would cost his agency $13.9 million. The man in the parking lot was Lieutenant Marcus Thompson. He had been a cop for 19 years. He ran his department's internal affairs unit. That means he investigated bad cops for a living. He knew every rule about stops and searches. He knew exactly when an officer crossed the line. And he knew that Agent Reeves had just made the biggest mistake of his career. What Reeves did not see was the dashboard camera in Thompson's SUV. It had been recording the whole time. "Before I go on, let me ask you something. Have you ever been stopped or treated unfairly by someone in power? Tell me your story in the comments below." But Agent Reeves had no clue who he was talking to. Lieutenant Marcus Anthony Thompson was not just any man. He was a decorated police officer with 19 years on the force. He started as a patrol cop, then he became a detective, then a sergeant, then a lieutenant. For the last 7 years, he ran internal affairs. His job was to investigate officers who broke the rules. He had looked into hundreds of misconduct cases. He taught other cops about the Constitution. He had been an expert witness in 14 federal court cases. He knew the law better than most lawyers. Thompson grew up in this same neighborhood. His dad was a sanitation worker. His mom was a school nurse. He was the first person in his family to go to college. He got a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Then he got a master's degree too. He spent his free time mentoring kids in the community. That Saturday morning, he was not wearing his badge. He was not in uniform. He was just a dad buying groceries for his daughter's birthday party. Amara was turning 12 that afternoon. To Agent Reeves, none of that mattered. He just saw a black man standing by a car, and that made him a target. Now here is what happened next. Agent Derek Reeves had a history, and it was not a good one. Reeves was 34 years old. He worked for Immigration and Customs Enforcement, also known as ICE. He had been with the agency for 6 years. Before that, he worked for Border Patrol. Here is what his bosses did not want people to know. Reeves had 7 complaints filed against him in just 4 years. 7. Every single one involved a U.S. citizen, and every single one involved a black or Latino American. Not one of those complaints led to real punishment. Let me break it down for you. In 2021, Reeves stopped a Puerto Rican postal worker. He held the man for 45 minutes demanding proof he was American. The man filed a complaint. It was dismissed. In 2022, Reeves pulled over a black nurse. He searched her car without permission. She sued. The case was settled quietly. In 2023, Reeves confronted a Mexican-American teacher at a gas station. He demanded her papers in front of her kids. His boss gave him a verbal warning. That was it. His co-workers had a nickname for him. They called him Papers Reeves behind his back. 7 times people complained. 7 times nothing happened. But complaint number 8 was going to be different. This time, Reeves did not pick a postal worker or a nurse. He picked a man who had spent his whole career making officers like him face consequences. Type the word accountability in the comments if you think 7 complaints is too many to ignore. It was Saturday, May 17th. The time was 10:47 in the morning. The sky was clear. The temperature was 72 degrees. The Riverside Plaza shopping center was busy. Families were out running errands. Kids walked with their parents. Shopping carts rattled across the parking lot. Lieutenant Thompson had arrived at 10:30. He went into SafeMart and bought groceries. He picked up cake supplies and party decorations. His daughter's birthday party was that afternoon. He walked out of the store with 2 bags. He opened the back of his black SUV and started loading them in. Then an unmarked gray sedan pulled into the lot. Agent Reeves was behind the wheel. His partner, Agent Molina, sat next to him. They spotted Thompson at his vehicle. Reeves got out and walked toward him. He did not say who he was at first. He did not say why he was there. He just started making demands. No crime had been reported. No suspect was being searched for. There was no reason to stop anyone. But Reeves stopped. Ed Thompson anyway. Here is a detail that matters. Thompson's dashboard camera was running. It had been on since he started the car that morning, and it caught everything. If stories like this matter to you, hit that subscribe button right now. You do not want to miss what happens next. Word count 229. Confrontation escalates 600-900. Reeves walked up fast. His voice was loud. ID now, don't make me ask again. Thompson stayed calm. I'm an American citizen. I don't have to show you anything without a reason. I'll decide what you have to do. Thompson asked, are you law enforcement? Can I see your badge? Reeves flashed his badge fast. He did not give his name. He did not say what agency he worked for. Thompson asked again, what agency are you with? Immigration, and you fit a description. What description exactly? Reeves did not answer. He told Thompson to step away from the car. Thompson took a step back. He stayed calm. Am I being detained? You're being investigated. For what? For not cooperating. Thompson asked for the agent's badge number. He asked for his supervisor's contact info. Reeves laughed. You're not in a position to make demands. Then Reeves grabbed Thompson's arm. He tried to turn him around. Thompson did not fight back. He said, I'm not resisting, but I am not agreeing to this. Reeves pushed harder. We'll see how smart you are at the station. You're making a mistake, Thompson said. The only mistake here is yours. By now, people were watching. A woman named Maria Gonzalez shouted, he wasn't doing anything. Leave him alone. A store worker named David Park pulled out his phone. He started recording. A retired teacher named Janet Williams yelled, this is wrong. He was just shopping. Reeves did not care. He pushed Thompson against the SUV. His partner, Agent Molina, stood nearby. He looked uncomfortable, but he did not stop it. Reeves reached for his handcuffs. Thompson did not resist. He stayed completely still. About 10 people were watching now. Several had their phones out. Here is what makes this moment so important. Agent Reeves thought he was in control. He thought this would be easy. In about 30 seconds, he was going to find out how wrong he was. Let me know in the comments, what would you have done in this situation? Reeves put the cuffs on Thompson's wrists. Then he patted him down. He found his wallet in his back pocket. Reeves opened it. He was looking for ID. Then he froze. Inside the wallet was a police badge, a department ID card, and a set of credentials from Internal Affairs. Reeves's face went white. You're a cop, he said. Thompson looked him in the eye. Lieutenant, Internal Affairs, 19 years. There was a long pause. Reeves did not move. Thompson spoke again. His voice was calm but firm. You just stopped me without any real reason. You used force. You violated my rights under the Fourth Amendment, and there are witnesses. Several of them are recording. Reeves started backpedaling. Hey, look, this was just a misunderstanding. He reached for the cuffs. He tried to take them off fast. Thompson stopped him. No, leave them on. I want this documented. Reeves looked at his partner. Molina stepped back. He would not make eye contact with either of them. His body language said it all. He knew they were in serious trouble. The witnesses kept talking. Maria Gonzalez said, I saw the whole thing. He didn't do anything wrong. That officer just walked up and grabbed him. David Park said, I got it all on video, every second, he never resisted. Janet Williams said, this is racial profiling, I'm a retired teacher, I've seen this before, this is exactly what it looks like. Thompson took control. He asked Molina for Reeves's full name and badge number. Molina paused, then he gave it to him. Thompson said, I'm going to need your supervisor here, now, and local police. He pulled out his phone. He called 911 himself. He told them he was an off-duty lieutenant. He asked for officers to respond. Reeves tried one more time. Look, man, we can work this out, cop to cop. Thompson shook his head. I'm not your man, and there's nothing to work out. You stopped an American citizen for no reason, and this time you picked the wrong person. Reeves said, I was just doing my job. Thompson replied, no, you were doing what you always do, but this time it's going to cost you. 23 minutes, that is how long Thompson stayed in those handcuffs. He refused to have them removed until everything was documented. Photos were taken of the red marks on his wrists. Type the word justice in the comments if you believe what Reeves did was wrong. Local police arrived 7 minutes after Thompson's call. 2 patrol cars pulled into the lot. Officers Martinez and Chen got out. They recognized Thompson right away. Lieutenant Thompson, what happened here? Thompson explained. The officers listened, then they got to work. They watched the video on David Park's phone. They talked to Maria Gonzalez and Janet Williams. They asked the store for security camera footage. They also called Thompson's department to confirm who he was. 25 minutes later, Reeves's supervisor showed up. Her name was Patricia Holt. She was a senior agent with ICE. She watched the video. Her face showed that she knew how bad this was. Reeves tried to explain himself. He made 3 claims. First, he said Thompson matched a suspect description, but there was no description, no warrant, no alert, nothing. Second, he said Thompson was acting suspicious, but the video showed Thompson calmly putting groceries in his car. That is not suspicious. Third, he said Thompson got aggressive, but multiple witnesses and the video proved that Thompson never raised his voice. He never moved in a threatening way. He never resisted. Every claim Reeves made fell apart. Supervisor Holt made a decision. She put Reeves on leave right away. She required Molina to write a report. Then she turned to Thompson. I'm sorry this happened. Thompson looked at her. An apology isn't accountability. The handcuffs finally came off. Thompson had stayed cuffed on purpose. He wanted every second on record. After that, he called his wife. He told her he would be late. The birthday party would have to wait. He gave a statement to the local officers. He got contact info from all the witnesses. He requested copies of all the footage. One of the officers told him, Lieutenant, this is going to be a big deal. Thompson nodded. That's the point. If you believe police should be held to the same rules as everyone else, hit subscribe. We have more stories like this coming. The video did not stay quiet for long. By 2:00 that afternoon, David Park uploaded it online. His caption said, ICE agent just racially profiled an off-duty cop in broad daylight. By 3:00, it had 50,000 views. It started trending locally. By 5:00, local news stations were asking for interviews. By 8:00, the video had 500,000 views. National accounts were sharing it. By midnight, it had 2.3 million views. The hashtag Justice for Lieutenant Thompson was trending across the country. Here are the numbers. On Twitter, it got 2.3 million views and 89,000 shares. On Instagram, 1.1 million views. On TikTok, reposts got a combined 4.7 million views. People had a lot to say. One person wrote, "This is why we say it doesn't matter how successful you are. Your skin makes you a target." Another said, "A cop. They did this to a police lieutenant. Imagine what happens to the rest of us." Someone else wrote, 19 years protecting his community, and he gets treated like a criminal buying groceries. 2 days later, ICE released a statement. They said the agent was on leave. They said they were committed to professional conduct. Reeves deleted all his social media. He refused to talk to the press. His lawyer called it a misunderstanding. But the video told a different story, and millions of people saw it. This story was shared millions of times. Share this video if you think others should see it too. 3 days later, Lieutenant Thompson held a press conference. He stood next to his lawyer and his family. He made an announcement. He was filing a lawsuit. The lawsuit was filed in federal court. It was 47 pages long. It named Agent Reeves, ICE, and the Department of Homeland Security. The claims were serious: violation of the Fourth Amendment, excessive force, racial discrimination, intentional emotional harm. But Thompson wanted more than money. He wanted policy changes. During the legal process, something big came out. Reeves's full history was revealed. 7 complaints. Every single one involved a person of color. Internal emails showed that supervisors had called his behavior overzealous, but they never stopped him. The evidence against Reeves was strong. The dashboard camera had 11 minutes of footage. David Park's video was over 4 minutes. The store had 3 camera angles. 5 witnesses gave written statements. Doctors documented the marks on Thompson's wrists and symptoms of trauma. So how much did they pay? I will tell you. After 18 months, the case was settled. The total was $13.9 million. That included $10.2 million for damages, another $2.5 million in punishment damages, and $1.2 million for lawyer fees. But the money was only part of it. ICE had to retrain every agent in the region. They had to change how they document stops. They had to create an outside group to watch over them. Reeves was fired. He can never work in federal law enforcement again. He personally owed $750,000. He never said sorry. Thompson later said, "This was never about money. This was about making sure what happened to me doesn't keep happening to people who don't have a badge." He donated $1 million to a civil rights legal fund. He started a scholarship for students studying criminal justice. But the story was not just about one lawsuit. Thompson had something to say, and he wanted everyone to hear it. 6 months after the settlement, Thompson sat down for an interview. He was in his home office. He spoke slowly. "For weeks after, I would tense up in parking lots. Me, a 19-year cop, nervous loading groceries." He said he had nightmares. He was always on edge. He had to see a therapist. The hardest part was explaining it to his daughter. Amara asked him, "Daddy, why did that man hurt you?" He said that was the hardest conversation of his life. Then he talked about what his job had taught him. "I've looked into hundreds of misconduct cases. I know the law, I know how to stay calm, and it still happened to me." He paused. "If they'll do this to a lieutenant in broad daylight, what do they do when no one is recording?" He had a message for other victims. "Write everything down, get witnesses, stay calm, know your rights. You do not deserve to be treated like a criminal just for being who you are." He also had a message for officers. "The badge is a duty, not a weapon. When you profile someone, you do not just break the law, you break trust." He ended with this: "I was lucky. I had a badge, I had a camera, I had witnesses. Most people don't. This settlement is not justice. Justice is when this stops happening." This case mattered because it showed a pattern. Studies say 41% of Black Americans have been stopped because of their race. Black people are 3 times more likely to be killed by police. Thompson had a badge that got him justice, but what about everyone else? The system protected Reeves through 7 complaints. It took a police lieutenant and millions of views to finally stop him. How many people did Reeves profile who could not fight back? So let me ask you, should it take a viral video to get accountability? Should a victim need to be a police lieutenant to be believed? How many agents like Reeves are still out there facing 0 consequences? Because if we do not fix the systems that protected him through 7 complaints, if we do not demand accountability before someone pulls out a badge, then we are just waiting for the next Agent Reeves, the next parking lot, the next American citizen treated like a suspect for doing nothing wrong. Comment below if you believe officers with multiple complaints should face automatic review. If you think stories like this matter, hit that subscribe button. We are going to keep exposing these stories. We are going to keep demanding better. We are going to keep fighting for transparency, for fairness, and for the idea that your rights should not depend on what badge you carry. This is not just about one ICE agent and one lieutenant. It is about all of us and the system we choose to accept.